Amin and Charlotte are with
losers.
us now, and their show.
Talk about losers.
Speaking of losers, Oddball, you're coming from doing Oddball, which is every day except for Monday. What is it that you talked about the most? What is it that people should be going there to find that they cannot find anywhere else?
You know, Dan, today on Oddball, we talked about the lies coming from the Milwaukee Bucks organization. And if not lies, then just an inability to say it with their chest what they did and why they fired Adrian Griffin and replaced him with Doc Rivers. A lot of hedging going on.
Charlotte had a great line today about when you feel something or you do something, you just say it. You don't have to keep explaining and bringing extra kind of context to it, because the more you do it, the more you seem like Leslie Nielsen in Airplane with your nose just growing and growing and growing.
I'm familiar with that.
As you tell everybody.
Over-explaining is bad, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just say it, right?
Better to keep your lies with fewer details? I disagree with that. I think a lie needs more details.
No. I'm not saying a lie. I'm saying, so the Bucks organization, they fire Adrian Griffin, and then, and a lot of it, we talked about this yesterday, how Amin and I were saying, like, well, he lost the locker room. The reason that he's not there is because it wasn't working, but because people didn't trust him. So then John Horst, the Bucks GM, comes out and is like, oh, it didn't have anything to do with what the players were saying. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. And Giannis is like, I was surprised. And it's like, if you're going to do it, just say it. Just be like, yeah, it wasn't working. And then move on. You don't have to say a lot. Just stand by what you did.
All right. I was just having a different conversation with you guys with Lucy. I was not listening to you two talk.
Yeah, I noticed, Dan.
All right, so I'm going to admit something here.
Box.
But I want people to know what just happened here, because I just asked Lucy. I just asked her away from you guys, what is the best way to lie? And this was her answer. With a lot of details. She was whispering it to me. With a lot of details. And then she stops and is like, with no details. So she Lucy.
Good job, Lucy.
Yeah, I don't understand what just happened, because I think it's best to lie with a lot of details.
Then you're a
she's
terrible
right.
liar, Dan.
I misunderstood the question originally. And so I was like, well, I changed my answer. I feel like that's allowed, and I think the best way to lie is without details, because the more details you use, the more likely you're going to get caught. Also, it's like, hey, you're trying to convince me of something. If you just say it like, not a lot with it, I'm not going to think you're lying.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you have an expert sitting to your left.
Yeah.
You can ask him.
Why would you ask Lucy?
I already said, just be efficient with your lie.
No,
Yes.
but because he doesn't lie well. Mike Ryan says correctly, it's the most honest relationship he has. I always know when he's lying.
And the problem is I give too many details.
Stugotz is
That's
not
the
a good
problem.
liar.
Yes.
He's just a liar.
No.
He's not
Volume
good.
shooter.
I'm a
He's not
detailed liar.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's experienced, though. He's not good, but he's experienced. And so in that experience comes some expertise.
veteran.
Yes.
Well, do we believe the Milwaukee Bucks to be lying?
Yes.
Yeah? What evidence do you have?
Oh, that
They
video.
gave way too much
dancing
detail,
video.
and then they danced.
Yeah. Like, by the way, which was posted by who? Charlotte?
The Milwaukee Bucks account tweeted that out.
The official
That wasn't
Bucks
like a fan video. The Bucks were like, haha. Were the social media people that annoyed with Adrian Griffin too? It's incredible.
They're dancing on his grave.
I literally thought of two different things. I thought of the end scene of Return of the Jedi when the Ewoks are celebrating. And I also thought about Wizard of Oz when the Munchkins are celebrating the death of the Wicked Witch. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Sing it high, sing it low. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. That's what they're doing right there.
That is.
And then you
Let
pan and
me
there's this pair
let
of
me
red
explain to the audio audience only what we're presently witnessing, because it is a ceremony ritual dance of some sort, that there is fire in the background, and this team won a championship, the happiest you have ever seen the Milwaukee Bucks. They are Brooke Lopez has never looked that not stoic. Brooke Lopez has never been this happy to have anyone removed from his life. There is genuine joy from the Milwaukee Bucks because their coach has been fired after 43 games. That video is staggering as proof.
Cameron Payne is my favorite because he's like the ringleader of, hey, guys, dancing, that's kind of my thing. Everyone get behind me. We're going to do this. And everyone just following along in this crazy train of celebration. But no, it had nothing to do with how the players felt.
Like,
Come on, dude.
We can see it.
So there was another part which did not come out, or it was not reported because it's something that happened earlier in the year. But apparently John Horst's dog is named after Adrian Griffin. And that led me down two very, very stark paths. Path number one, why would you say that, man? That just sounds so dumb. But two, I don't want you to name your pet after me. That's an insult. Your pet?
Put it on the poll at Le
Is it?
Batard Show. I think it's an honor. Put it on
An honor?
Let's
No.
see. At
No,
Le
no,
Batard
no, no,
Show.
no.
Having a pet named after you, is it an insult or an honor?
I had a cat once. His name was Schmitty. He died, but we named him after Bill Smith, the Islanders goalie.
Okay,
mean-
sport here.
It's a
I
tribute
think-
to
I-
Billy Smith.
I think
mean,
there's a difference.
Yes.
You can name like every dog in the New England region right now. Every golden retriever is named Tatum
Oh, I thought he was a Brady.
or Brady,
Yeah.
but they are starting to unfortunately pass away at this point.
Oh.
I do think though
Wow.
that there's a wave of that you can trace a wave of sports heroes based on animal names. I think it's different if you name a dog after someone you know personally.
Someone
which
you
is
know.
what John Horst, his dog's name was Otis, and this is according to Ramona Shelburne and Jamal Collier at ESPN. His dog's name was Otis. Then he got into an elevator with Adrian Griffin and was like, actually, you know what? My dog's name is Griff.
That's what I'm talking about. We're not talking about Stugotz. I'm not talking about naming your cat
Okay.
after
Right.
your favorite goalkeeper
Right.
of the 70s and 80s Islanders, right? Well, I'm talking about someone you actually know personally.
Right.
So
That you
how
go-
do I
that you
have to
work
ask?
with.
Let me also ask the secondary poll question. Ask it your way, because in my way, it's going to come back with a certain result.
Yes.
Ask it the way that you would like to ask it to frame it as an insult.
Is it disrespectful to name a pet after someone you know personally?
And the thing that I wanted to bring up here as it relates to this particular story, because I'm sort of stunned what I'm watching now, and we have a lot of NBA insiders, a lot of people being paid a lot of money, but I don't actually know how deep this hatred runs. And the place that all the details come out is when you're no longer afraid that the coach has power over you. So then all the stories get told. What are we going to hear about what he was doing in the coaching of the Milwaukee Bucks that makes them dance on his grave like that in what looked like a ceremony of ritual religious celebration because their coach, after half a season, doesn't have his job anymore?
I don't know.
I can tell you who's probably going to get it, Chris Haynes.
But what are the details going to be? Do you understand what I'm saying? Lou Holtz has
Whatever Dame wants him to be.
You think Dame is the guy here?
It's Thanasis.
That's the key to it all. That's the key to it all.
Aren't you hearing rumors? As somebody who's like really close to the information of the NBA, aren't you super curious? This guy interviewed 14 times for this job and blew it in half a season.
Dan, I guess because I know what that looks like. I'm familiar with how you can blow it in half a season. So I don't think to be honest with you, I don't think it's anything egregious. So yesterday, David Sampson came on and was like, it must have been something so awful. I'm like, no, it's not. What is like? Is it your first time in sports? Like, no, it's like, it's simple stuff. You walk it. I once had a player tell me, we lost, the coach lost us in the first huddle because when he held the clipboard, it was shaking like a spaghetti noodle. That's what they said. I'm like, dude, players will give up on guys for any number of reasons. And it's just, can you keep their attention and their respect more than anything?
Samson wants to let go of the reigning manager of the year.
for no reason.
I would love Amin and
he
Samson
had
to
his
argue.
reasons.
Samson's about to come on with us. I would love for you and him to argue about shit because I
I
think
argued
Samson's
about it with him yesterday.
I think Samson's labor are so anti-labor that his management perspective is out of touch with the modern employee in sports.
Let's ask him and Adnan about movies instead.
I agree with that. I want to rip apart whatever list they come up with.
Shout out to Griffin Horst.
Go bleep your
Oh, not again. No,
Jesus.
come on, man.
kite. Your
What?
Damn it.